Today, Mommy is reading Mr. Putter and Tabby Bake the Cake by Cynthia Rylant and illustrated by Arthur Howard. And Ava is not here at the moment. She's upstairs playing, and this one really doesn't have lines except for Mr. Putter. So he's kind of narrating the book. So chapter 1, A Good Cake. It was wintertime. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby sat at their window every night to watch the snow come down. They watched and dreamed. Mr. Putter dreamed of the big red sled he rode as a boy. He dreamed of snowmen, big as a house. Tabby dreamed too. She dreamed of the snowdrifts she walked on as a kitten. She dreamed of deep tunnels through white yards. Oh, that's so sweet. Mr. Putter and Tabby were old now. They had a lot to dream about. That is why they loved wintertime. They also loved wintertime because wintertime brought Christmas. Mr. Putter loved to give Christmas presents. He started thinking about Christmas presents in July. He liked to think of what he could give to the grocer and to the librarian and to the postman. Mr. Putter also had to think of what he could give to his neighbor, Mrs. Teaberry. This was hardest of all. He usually had to think about this all the way to December. Mrs. Teaberry liked strange things. She liked coconuts made into monkey heads. She liked salt shakers that walked across the table. She liked little dresses for her teapots. She even liked fruit cake. Well, I'm like Mrs. Teaberry because I love fruit cake, especially homemade. It's the best. Mr. Putter could live with monkey heads and walking salt shakers and dressed up teapots. But Mr. Putter could not believe that Mrs. Teaberry liked fruit cake. He could not believe that anyone liked fruit cake. Anyone? But I do love it. Every Christmas, Mrs. Teaberry ate mounds of fruit cake. It worried Mr. Putter. This winter, it was worrying him a lot. He thought Mrs. Teaberry should have a good cake for Christmas, not a fruit cake that could break her toe if she dropped it. A good cake, a light and airy cake. And one night, as he and Tabby sat dreaming at their snowy window, that is what he decided to give Mrs. Teaberry for Christmas. Mr. Putter would bake her a Christmas cake. It would be a cinch. Those are famous last words. So chapter 2, No Pans. The cake was not a cinch. In the first place, Mr. Putter did not know how to bake a cake. He could bake instant muffins. He could bake instant popovers. But he had never baked a cake. He didn't know how. I mean, if you can bake those things, I'm sure baking a cake isn't that difficult. In the second place, Mr. Putter had no pans. He had muffin pans, he had popover pans, but he had no cake pans. If he baked a cake, it would have to be in a shoe, or maybe in a flower pot, or even in a hat. But not in a cake pan, because he did not have one. Okay, a shoe? I don't think so. Or a hat, but I mean, I've seen things baked in flower pots before. If it's clean, you could do that. And in the third place, Mr. Putter had no cookbook. He had books on seaweed. He had books on clouds. He had books on Chinese trees. But he had no cookbooks. Mr. Putter thought about no cookbooks, no cake pans, and the fact that he did not bake cakes. He said to Tabby, Maybe for Christmas, Mrs. Teaberry would like a nice cup of tea and a card. Chapter 3. Mary Sue. 1 week before Christmas, Mr. Putter and Tabby took a trip to the sweet shop. It was owned by a woman famous for her cakes. She baked cakes with names like strawberry watermelon, pumpkin apple, brownie surprise. Her name was Mary Sue, and if anyone could teach Mr. Putter to bake a cake, it would be she. Mr. Putter told her his story. He wanted to bake a Christmas cake, he said. Something light, something airy, something that would not break a person's toe. Mary Sue listened carefully. She took good notes, and then she began to sell him things. I knew that was going to happen. She sold Mr. Putter 7 bowls. She sold Mr. Putter 3 sifters. 3 sifters? What? She sold Mr. Putter 10 spoons, 5 cups, 2 spatulas, a roll of waxed paper, and a Christmas tree pan. Then she sold him an Easy Baker cookbook and sent him out the door. Mr. Putter had spent $100, and he still didn't have any flour. She sold him a bunch of unnecessary things. Chapter 4. Something Airy. On Christmas Eve, Mr. Putter had everything he needed. He had flour, sugar, eggs. He had spoons, bowls, sifters. He had a cookbook. He had a pan. And he had a good cat to keep him company. Mr. Putter baked all night long. His first cake fell flat. His second cake wouldn't leave the pan. His third cake caught on fire. By the time he baked his 4th cake, it was Christmas morning. Mr. Putter's eyes were droopy. His face was saggy. He was moving very slowly. But Mr. Putter did not give up, and by 9 o'clock in the morning, he had made the most beautiful Christmas cake in the whole world. It was light. It was airy. It would not break a person's toe. He woke up Tabby, and together they took the cake to Mrs. Teaberry. He sure did make a pretty cake. That's very pretty. Mrs. Teaberry was delighted. She was thrilled. She was patient because as soon as Mr. Putter sat down in her chair, he fell asleep. I somehow knew that might happen because he worked all night long. And she had to wait 12 hours before she could cut her cake. She wouldn't have had any without Mr. Putter, and that is how long he slept. But when he finally woke up, Mrs. Teaberry was there with Tabby and her own dog, Zeke. And they ate cake and drank tea and watched the snow fall all night long. And Mr. Putter and Tabby went home with a very nice toaster that sang America the Beautiful when the bread popped up. Oh, the end. And thank you to everyone who stayed for the reading of Mr. Putter and Tabby Bake the Cake.